What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Nikolai Espresso, and welcome back to another video here today on my channel. Today we're going to be talking about is something that is more so speculative than anything else. There's no real information or anything like that behind today's video, so it's more so just thoughts and ideas I'm presenting to you guys here. But we will be getting news and information regarding what we're going to be talking about, that being the Call of Duty 2015 title, here within the next couple of weeks to months. It is starting to get that time where the leaks are slowly but surely going to be coming out to us here more and more. With that being said, what are we going to be talking about here today? We're going to be talking Black Ops 3 here, friends. Whether or not you think it's World at War II or something completely different, we'll discuss that at a later point in time, but I do believe personally that we'll be following the Black Ops storyline, continuing on to Black Ops 3. However, there is not as much room as what we may think so if we're actually taking a look at the storyline and all that kind of stuff, seeing at where we can go with the 2015 title. Now, a lot of people are in fact worried that we'll be going too far into the future, that we'll be going back to where Advanced Warfare was in the 2050s, or continuing back where Black Ops 2 was, almost like a consecutive string of events going into 2025 or 2026. We'll discuss a little theory with that here in a second. But however, I do believe that if you're worried about going too far into the future, you don't have to worry too much. Now again, one more time before we get too far into this theories and stuff like that, this is all that is, just theories. It's not in any way, shape, or form confirmed, so take it with a grain of salt. Don't get too involved into what I'm saying. Everything that I could be saying here could be wrong, or hey, who knows, maybe everything I'm saying could be right. But without further ado, let's start with the one theory that a lot of people have been starting to take traction on. Not so much more so mainstream theories, but something that is still gaining a little bit of ground. So as you guys know, there were multiple different endings to the Black Ops 2 campaign, all of which, depending on some actions that you took during the campaign, your playthroughs and all that kind of stuff, they directly affected the outcome. There's 4 main ones, and of those, I want to say 2 where Menendez is alive. Now, at that point in time, he gets captured, you guys finish the game and all that kind of stuff, but what he says to you is, study Ulysses. I will see you in 1 year. Now, of those 2 endings, there's only one way that Menendez stays alive after all of it. Spoiler here for you guys, the one, he ends up in prison while Karma is talking on Jimmy Kimmel about him, but the other one, he comes back, kills Woods, and then sets himself on fire, committing suicide in his sister's grave. So it's kind of twisted, all that kind of stuff, and really messed up, but only one of those 2 options has any traction in terms of going into the next Call of Duty title. So the theory is that we'll see a continuation with the Menendez storyline going into a Black Ops 3 1 year prior to Call of Duty Black Ops 2, taking place now in 2026, though I don't see how that's an actual legitimate theory that could anyway have any traction in terms of development. Why not? Because, well, that's only one of 4 options in terms of the Black Ops 2 endings. Now, what do I believe will happen with Black Ops 3? Again, as I said, it's just a placeholder. Black Ops 3 isn't anything confirmed, but I do believe that's the route we're going, and I don't believe that it's going to be a direct correlation following Black Ops 2, but rather, we're going to be going back in time again. That's where I'm saying to a lot of people, don't really worry about going too far into the future, because I think we're done going into the future with this next Call of Duty title. I don't think we're necessarily going to be going back as far as World War II, though the storyline did somewhat tie into the Black Ops story. I don't think that that's going to be the case. Again, like I said, there are way too many options with the Black Ops 2 storyline. 4 options that you can have. Most players didn't play the game more than once, so a lot of them only experienced one of the 4 endings. The split endings really were a nice addition to the game, but it could never keep one starting point and pinpoint it on one specific area. Now, recently I was going back and watching all of the cutscenes from the Black Ops 2 campaign, because I honestly just loved the campaign in general in that game. I felt like the cutscenes were very well done, and it explained a lot, but also kept a lot of things cryptic. One of the things that stood out to me was, where was Mason for 30 years? Now, in the mission Suffer With Me, Woods kills Mason in the prisoner exchange, thinking it's Menendez, but in all actuality, it is Mason. Now, in that initial moment, it is a shock factor because one of our main characters kills one of his best friends, so it definitely leads you down a dark path in the story, but it leaves a giant hole in the story. Now, you're jumping back from Vietnam to 2025 all throughout the storyline, but you do find out that Mason was killed in 1989. That's a 36-year gap that could tie in with where we're going into the next Call of Duty title. And now here's the thing, if I were to normally just see this and think about it, really, it's only one random string of events. Yes, there is a major plot hole, but Treyarch is kind of known for some stuff like that, like the zombie story, the backstory between that. It did have a lot of holes that are still yet to be unanswered. Whether or not we'll see that in the future titles by Treyarch, that's something that I guess time will tell. But whenever it's something this isolated, I wouldn't necessarily think much of it. But that 30-year gap includes a modern era for a shooter. So how is this no longer an isolated thing if this is actually the case? Well, a month ago, I had some information to report on possibly what could be info for the Call of Duty 2015 title, to which it referred back a lot to a modern shooter, an image that I was given by my good friend Jordan, who had some intel apparently given to him. It was what appeared to be like a modern shooter look to the image. Summing up that video in about 15 to 30 seconds, the image as well as the supposed tip or hinted leak told us that we were gonna have a shooter in the modern setting, something not too far in the future, but also not in the past. So while that also is in no way, shape, or form confirmed or anything of the sorts, to me, it just seems like it's kind of some pieces to the puzzle, whether or not they're in the right spot or even to the right puzzle at all. That is something for time to tell, but when there are two tips, hints, theories, whatever you want to call them, that are this related or that much similar, there's a part of me that does believe that we could be looking in the right direction. Whether or not we've found the actual key to what we're looking for, that is something that we won't know for a little bit. Right now, since there is nothing out there, it is all speculation, but I do believe now we may be looking in the right direction. Now, just a quick recap before we end the video here today. I believe personally we're going to be following the Black Ops 3 storyline, now going back to see what Mason was up to for the 36 years that he was missing, and in terms of a setting or era, I do believe it's going to be a modern shooter. Now, one final time, I can't stress this enough, this is only theories and speculation. There is absolutely no proof to confirm any of this, nor is there any to deny it. So right now, we're just left to think. That's what we're doing here in this video, but that's where we're going to end it today, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just think down there in the comment section down below. Do you agree with this theory that we'll be going back with a Black Ops 3 to a modern setting, covering what Mason was up to for those 36 years that he was missing from the Black Ops storyline? Because really, that is a big hole in the story that we have no information on. So I just want to get your thoughts down in the comment section down below. But if you did like the video, be sure to leave a like rating down below, any shares to your Facebook, Twitter, and or MySpace. If you're OG like that, always greatly appreciated. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe for the best of Call of Duty 2015 content, any new news and information, and there will be news and information coming shortly. Any of that, you can find it right here up on my channel. Thank you guys once again so much for watching. My name is Nikolai Espresso. As always, hope you guys are having a great day. I shall see you guys tomorrow. Take care, and peace.
Surprise, motherfucker.